Ghostface, the killer from the movies, not the rapper or the one that haunts you. He came to catch a body.
Oh, I love it. And these guys are starting like they want to put someone in a cemetery, just meet in the middle. Look at the concentration on Corey Ghostface Powell, but John Patane exploding in the pocket.
Absolutely, and it's funny because neither guy is a guy you really want to grapple with. So I'm interested to see if this becomes a striking exchange or if we see some high-level exchanges on the ground.
30 seconds in, they are comfortable in the pocket, smacking leg kick. Patane, though, looking for the pummel. I love the 3-3 record that he has in competitive jiu-jitsu, right? The ups and the downs shows that he's learned a lot.
But you can see the way he's grabbing at kicks and looking at clinches, it seems like that seems to be the game plan, get our man to the ground.
Corey Powell wise to a lot of this offense from Patane early. 1 minute in, Charlie Quinn, what are you seeing? Oh! Wow. Corey Powell maybe briefly stumbled there.
Big leg kick.
This fight is brought to you by Swole House Meals. Ghostface lands with a right hand over the top. Now Patane wrapping up the body, going down to the legs. James, this is where he wants it.
Absolutely. Great use of the underhook to close the distance. Now he's got that single leg that Ghostface is well defending, but we see him going after an ankle pick is John Patane.
Patane putting a lot of leverage here. Talk to me about that head positioning from both guys.
What I really like actually is the leg position of Ghostface Powell, the way he was using that shin to create separation. I believe that's the thing that set up all this takedown defense.
Powell passing the tests so far. Minute 20 left to go. Stinging 1-2 that almost connects. Patane tries for the clinch connection, then some winging shots on the break.
Corey Powell has such a long reach. He's got a big frame, but his reach seems to exceed what his frame should have.
Charlie Quinn, 60 seconds to go. Your thoughts so far?
I mean, I'd like to see Powell a little more aggressive. He said in the build-up that he wanted to be more aggressive in this fight, and haven't seen it so far. James?
I think to his credit, that's really more of what John Patane is doing. It's hard to be aggressive, and every time you start to, a man grabs a hold of you, or he tries to grab an underhook, or he tries to grab your leg. It's more about like, okay, let me set back where I can do my stuff.
You'd see throwing that leg right behind Powell, trying to bring the larger man down to the canvas. Transitions to the back. James is looking good for Patane with 30 to go.
Absolutely. Now, again, what can he do with this? Because this should be the beginning of exactly what he wants. But Ghostface going after the Kimura to break the grip there. Very nice.
Switch kick into the body. Oh, kick down from Ghostface, seeing some levels from the striker.
And that was a high amplitude attempt. Unfortunately, the cage kind of stopped him there. We see Patane looking for the switch, but Ghostface seems to really be riding the hips well.
In a round where he seemed a step ahead, Corey Powell puts a bit of an exclamation point on this first frame here, in my opinion, Charlie Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit more of the athleticism towards the end of the round there that he's proven to have.
James Leonelli, 3 minutes in the can. Feels like Ghostface is just gradually getting closer and closer to a stoppage.
Absolutely, and I mean, we've seen that from him before, but by the same token, John Patane was able to get his hands on Powell a couple of times. Now, okay, it was Powell looking for the stool. The monitor was in my way of seeing Powell's stool, so I just see him slump forward. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? But he was reaching for the stool. Sorry about my breakup there. But nonetheless, we've seen both men kind of get to where they wanted to. Patane, I'm sure not happy with what he was able to do once he got his hands on Powell, but it's not going to be the only time he gets his hands on Powell. Let's see what he can do from there.
One thing, the consistency in the attempts. Again, we talked about chaining these takedowns and grappling sequences all night long. John Patane has been doing this. I will mention we've got some ice in the corner of Corey Powell. That must be why he was hunched over. A bit of a malfunction on the bag. Shades of, I can't remember what UFC event that was, where Joe Rogan was going on about the ice for a couple minutes.
I loved that. That's one of my favorite clips on the internet.
Tommy Santana gets us set for round number 2 between Corey Ghostface Powell and John Patane. Patane touches up with the left. Corey Powell, though, bangs him with a right.
Listen, Corey, again, I want to go back to the reach of Corey Powell. It's so much longer than it looks. His arms don't look as long as they are, and then they just keep coming.
James, it might be because he keeps it so tight in the middle here, right? It's a very reserved, I don't want to say Rock'em Sock'em Robots where it just extends all the way out, but it's a piston.
It is a good analogy because a lot of tall guys, myself included, we kind of flare our arms out. We make you feel our reach with our hands, and Ghostface does not do that. So when that arm just keeps extending at you, you're like, okay, I'm out of the way. Oh, no, I'm not.
I will say I don't love where John Patane's keeping the head and the chin when he is entering. Oh, but this is a good attempt here for Patane. Standing guillotine. Ghostface defending it well, though.
And, you know, even if he doesn't use it to get the guillotine, just to get his hands on Corey and make Corey carry his weight. Now, if he can do this and transition this to a takedown or some damage or even just some control time, this is not allowing Corey to use his elusiveness and use some of the higher level offense that Corey's been getting off.
Charlie Quinn, if I was in the animal kingdom and I wanted to liken John Patane to a creature, it would have to be an octopus.
That's fair. I don't really have a response to that, but that's fair.
90 seconds to go in round number 2. This fight is brought to you by Cannabolic. So one of the best businesses in the area. John Patane whiffs on a 1-2. Corey Powell's head movement, I'm liking it a lot through these first 7 minutes.
I'm liking it more than octopus analogy, to be honest.
I thought Charlie would run with it. That one's on me.
I was trying to.
I was sitting here, I'm like, okay, where is this going?
Oh, this is what I like to see from John Patane. A little bit more aggression, like he's busted open Ghostface.
Yeah, he's got it. That's the thing. If you're Patane, in striking, when you're letting Powell back up and be pretty, it's not going away.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm not sure what happened there.
Don't love that slip from Ghostface. Maybe a connection from John Patane.
I don't know if it's that or the foot. It seems to be the left foot of Corey Powell.
Powell goes high. Patane smiling like a madman, walking him down with an agenda. Powell touches him with that right.
Oh.
Boom, there's a left.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's the left foot of Powell because a lot of the kicks he's thrown have landed with just the foot. Big right hand lands there for Powell, but Patane eats it well.
Another high kick from Powell seems a bit more labored than the previous attempts. John Patane's just simply not going away, James.
Yeah, he's the thing of nightmares. You hit him with everything you got, and he's just still there.
Giving Ghostface some nightmares. What a fitting, maybe analogy here. Patane just colliding into the pocket. 15 seconds to go. I'm loving the pressure. I'm loving the grit from John Patane.
And you know, it seems like the pressure's wearing on both men. Because I was going to say, it seems like, and then as I was thinking, oh, that fighter looks a little fatigued. They both look a little fatigued.
John Patane reversing, advantageous end to round number 2, pounding away at Ghostface.
Nice. Not the most technical defense, but got himself in the space he did.
Big strike at the end there. Felt like Corey Powell just wilted as that second round progressed. Charlie Quinn, your expert takeaway.
It's close, man. It's close. I mean, I think Powell has a little bit of an edge, but he's starting to fatigue a little bit. He looks a little bit winded going back to his corner here. James, what do you feel?
I'm looking at the body language of Corey Powell, and I'm not a fan. It's for as talented as this kid is, it doesn't look like he's got the gas that we would like to see moving into this third round.
You saw a couple replays right there. John Patane, just a bulldozer in the pocket. It feels like he's coming on as this fight is progressing.
Exactly. We haven't seen Patane have overwhelming success, but what we've seen is the success of Powell wilt and wilt and wilt and wilt.
If you're in John Patane's corner, would you suggest, hey man, we're succeeding on the feet, in the pocket, in that phone booth, try and stay there?
Yeah. Powell hasn't offered enough of a threat to make it dangerous enough that if you're Patane, you're feeling like, okay, I can't stand there.
Our 9th fight of the night has made it to the third and final round between Corey Ghostface Powell and John Patane. Tommy Santana gets us going for the final 3 minutes. This is a war of attrition, gentlemen, all about the gas tank now.
Yeah, and you know what? Ghostface comes out and he looks instantly more composed than you.
Oh! Wow!
Big shot.
Ghostface with a right hand. Patane tries to shrug it off. Another attempt with that right whiffs. Patane, though, how recovered is he, James?
His legs look solid, but again, how recovered is he really? We don't know. Even so, that's got to make you feel good if you're Corey Powell. That you're seemingly fatigued and you still sparked your man.
Powell putting it on. John Patane trying to survive and stay in it.
I'll tell you what I'm loving is Powell is not saying, okay, I'm going to knock him out now, just going and emptying the tank.
Big takedown attempt here from Patane. Wraps up the legs. Finds the back. Charlie Quinn, what a frenetic first 60 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, nice defense there on the takedown. I mean, beautiful first 60 seconds. I'm expecting more violence here in the next 2 minutes.
This is the distance with which Patane has succeeded all night. But Corey Powell starting this third and final round strong. I mean, if you're John Patane, you've got some work to do in round 3, James.
Exactly. You are definitely, that moment is going to be the moment that stands out right now. Now, Powell going for the takedown. This is interesting.
You can hear the Azamura Venue Center exploding for that Ghostface success.
You so want to add more words to the name of this place.
I don't know what to call it. Yeah.
It's like Batman. You don't add anything else, just the Batman. It's the Amazura.
John Patane seemingly out of stamina.
But man, oh man, out of approval was Keith Peterson in the background right there. He just looked aggravated.
Finding his way back to the feet is Patane. Separation from Ghostface. 60 seconds to go.
Now, if you're Patane, you want another connection. You want to get close and quick. Good idea. He's in on the single leg. Let's see what he can do with it. Can he run the pipe and get to further takedowns?
Oh, if you're Corey Powell, that's not really an advantageous spot here. Labored shot, but he's coming forward.
Oh, good
Patane
timing.
gets him down.
Good timing. Now, if you're Powell, you got to work here. You can't sit there. Interesting that Patane let him up seemingly so easily.
That might be just the stamina. I mean, these guys have extended themselves in the cardiovascular system. Charlie Quinn, final stretch. Your thoughts?
Neither one's going away. Neither one's quitting. You got to respect it, man.
These are the fighting dead right here. Like, these guys just, again, you're hitting them and they just keep coming.
John Patane diving for the Kimura. He's got 20 seconds. Flattened on the back. Corey Powell trying to find some significant strikes in the final moments of round 3. Patane labors his way back to the feet. Falls on top of Corey Powell, James.
It looked like Corey Powell was trying to
Ghost
pull her to a
face.
back mount.
What an interesting sequence at the end. John Patane collapses on top of Corey and just hammers him home.
Yeah.
But I got to think with that knockdown, or rather big, connection and stumble, that was all Corey Powell in round 3.
I would think so.
James Illinelli, take us through these replays.
Here we see, bang, there's that big connection. And again, to his credit, Powell doesn't rush in. As we know, only fools rush in. Here we see, boom, that well-timed takedown of Patane. But here we see the scrambling ability of Ghostface Powell. Here's the late takedown. Sucks the legs out.
Charlie Quinn, 3 rounds in the can. Your thoughts here?
I love the pace, man. Patane didn't go away. He did not quit till the final bell. I would have liked to see a little bit more stamina out of Powell, but hey, that's the game, man. It was a beautiful fight.
Yeah, and both these guys fought like the bad guys in every horror movie, where they got hit and they just kept coming. They got taken down and they just kept coming. I mean, that's what makes Jason Voorhees so scary. You shoot him, he keeps coming.
It simply was an unrelenting effort from both Corey Ghostface Powell with a lively effort here, and in my opinion did enough to get it done. But we sent it inside to Andrew Park to find out the winner between Powell and Patane.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 3-minute rounds, we go to a judges' scorecard for our decision. All 3 judges scored the contest 29-28, with your winner by unanimous decision, Corey Ghostface Powell.
Corey Powell gets it done. Ghostface snatches another win. What a great effort here that earned the eyes of the judges.